too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn. If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in, putting on a mask a visor for a visor. What care I what curious I doth coach deformities? Here are the beetle bras shall blush for me. Come knock and enter, and no sooner in but every man be taken to his legs. A torch for me let wantons light of heart tickle. The senseless rushes with their heels, for I am proverbed with a grandsire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on the game was near. So fair and I am done, thus duns the mouse. The constable's own word, if thou art done, will draw thee from the mire of this, sir. Reverence love wherein thou sticks up to the ears. Come we burn daylight, how nay, that's not so. I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain like lamps by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that air, once in our 5 wits, and we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go why. May one ask, I dreamt a dream tonight, and so did I. Well, what was yours? That dreamers often lie in bed, asleep while they do dream things true. Oh, then I see Queen Mab has been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone, on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atoms at the throat of men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinners' legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, the traces of the smallest spider's web, the colors of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner a small gray-coated net, not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazel net, made by the joiner squirrel, or old grab time out of mind. The fairies coachmakers? And in this state, she gallops night by night through lovers' brains. And then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight. Or liars' fingers who straight dream on fees over ladies' lips who straight on kisses. Dream which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometimes comes she with a tied pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. Sometime he driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches and buscados, Spanish blades of health's 5 fathom deep. And then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts, and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or 2 and sleeps again. This is that very Mab that plots the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf locks in fell, sluttish hairs, which once entangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good courage. This is she peace. Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talks of nothing true. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south. This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late. I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars. shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life, closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath a steerage of my course, direct my sail on. Lusty gentlemen, strike drum, exit. Scene 5, a hall in Capulet's house. Musicians waiting enter servants. Where's Potpin that he helps not to take away? He shift a trencher, he scrape a trencher. When good manners shall lie in one or two men's hands, and they unwashed too, 'tis a foul thing away with the joint stools. Remove the court cupboard, look to the plate good. Thou save me a piece of marchpane, and as thou loves me let the porter let in Susan Grindstone and Nell Anthony and Popon. I bore ready you are looked for and called for, asked for and sought for in the great chamber. We cannot be here and there to cheerily boys. Be brisk while, and the longer liver take all they retire behind. Intercapulate and company with the guests, the maskers, welcome gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes and played with corns will have about with you my mistresses. Which of you all will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty she elsewhere hath coons. Am I come near you now? Welcome gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a wizard's hood, and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please him. It is gone, it is gone. It is gone, you're welcome gentlemen. Come musicians, play the hall, all give room and foot it. Girls' music plays, and they dance more. Light you knaves, turn the tables up and quench the fire. The room is grown too hot. Ah, Sarah! This unlooped for sport comes well. Nay sit, good cousin Capulet, for you and I are past our dancing days. How long is now since last yourself and I were in the mask by your lady 30 years? What man 'tis not so much? 'Tis not so much 'tis since the nuptial of Lucentio. Come Pentecost, as quickly as it will, some 25 years, and then we must 'tis more. 'Tis more his son is elder, sir. His son is 30. Would you tell me that his son was but a ward? 2 years ago what lady is that, which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight? I know not, sir. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows the measure done. I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight? For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. This by his voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What dares the slave come hither, covered with an antique to face, fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin. Why? How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so, uncle? This is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is here to come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night. Young Romeo is it, 'tis he, that villain Romeo. Content thee, gentle cars, let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman. And to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for the wealth of all the town here in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore be patient, take no note of him. It is my will the which, if thou respect, show a fair presence and put off these frowns, and he'll be seeming semblance for a feast It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him, he shall be endured. What good man boy I say he shall go to? Am I the master here, or you go too? You will not endure him, God shall mend my soul. You'll make a nuisance among my guests. You will set cock a hoop, you'll be the man. Why, uncle, 'tis a shame. Go to. You are a saucy boy. It's so indeed this trick may chance to scathe you. I know what you must contrive me, marry. It is time, well said, my hearts. You are a princox, go be quiet. Or more light for shame. I'll make you quiet, what cheerily, my hearts. Patience perforce with wilful choler meeting, makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitter girl, exit to Juliet. If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this my lips. To blushing pilgrims ready, stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss. Have not saints lips and holy palmers too? I pilgrim lips that they must use in prayer. Oh then this saint, let lips do what hands do they pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair. Saints do not move though, grant for prayer Saki, and move not while my prayers affect. I take thus from my lips, by thine my sin is purged. Kissing her then, have my lips the sin that they have took. Sin from my lips. O H trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again, you kiss by the book, madam. Your mother craves a word with you. What is her mother, Mary Bachelor? Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks. Is she a Capulet? Oh dear account my life, is my foes dead away, begone. The sport is at the best, so I fear. The more is my unrest, nay gentlemen. Prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. It's been so wide then, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night, more torches here. Come on then, let's to bed. Ah, Sarah, 2 Capulet by my fay. It waxes late, I'll to my rest. Exit Albert, Juliet and nurse, come hither nurse. What is yon gentleman? The son and heir of old Tiberio. What's he that now is going out of door? Marry, that I think be young Petruchio. What's he that follows there that would not dance? I know not, go ask his name if he be married. My grave is like to be my wedding bed. His name is Romeo and Montague. The only son of your great enemy, my only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known to late. Prodigious birth of love. It is to me that I must love a loathed enemy. What's this? What's this? A rhyme I learned even now of one I danced with all. One calls within Juliet. Anon, anon, come let us away. The strangers are all gone. Exit inter chorus. Now old desire death in his deathbed lie, and young affection gapes to be his heir. That fair for which love groaned for and would die with tender Juliet matched is now not fair. Now Romeo is beloved and loves again alike, bewitched by the charm of looks. But to his foe supposed he must complain, and she still loves sweet bait from fearful hooks. Being held a foe he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers used to swear, and she as much in love. Her means much less to meet her new beloved anywhere. But passion lends them power. Time means to meet, tempering extremities with extreme sweet exit. End of Act 1. Act 2 of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 1. An opening place adjoining Capulet's garden. Enter Romeo. Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center. Out he climbs the wall and leaps down within it. Enter Benvolio and Mercutio Romeo. My cousin Romeo, he is wise, and on my life hath stolen him to bed. He ran this way and leapt this orchard wall. Call good Machonnet. I'll conjure too. Romeo humors madman. Passion lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme and I am satisfied. Cry but ami pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossip Venus. One fair word, one nickname for her. Purblind sun and air. Young auburn Cupid that shot so trim. When King Caffari loved the bigger maid. He heareth not, he stareth not. He moveth not, the ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosalie's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the dementeth that their adjacents lie. That in thy likeness thou appear to us, and if he hear thee thou wilt anger him. This cannot anger him, it would anger him. To raise a spirit in his mistress's circle, of some strange nature, letting it there stand, till she had laid it and conjured it down. That was some spite. My invocation is fair and honest, and in his mistress's name I conjure only but to raise up him come. He hath hid himself amongst these trees, to be consorted with a humorous knight. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark. If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under a medlar tree, and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit, as mates call meddlers when they laugh alone. Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go? Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here. That means not to be found. Excellent. Scene to Capulet's garden. Enter Romeo, he jests at scars that never felt a wound. Juliet appears above at a window. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she be not her maid. Since she is envious, her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Tossed it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she where she speaks. Yet she says nothing. What of that her eye discourses? I will answer it. I'm too bold, it is not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres, till they return. What if her eyes were there? They in her head the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight stuff a lamp. Her eyes in heaven ward through the airy region, streams so bright that birds would sing, and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand, Oh, that I wore a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Ah me, she speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being over my head as is a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white upturned, wondering eyes of mortals, that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy, pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet aside. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of this too? But thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name, would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called. Retain that dear perfection which he owes, without that title. Romeo doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself, I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized henceforth. I never will be Romeo. What man art thou that thus be screened in night? So stumblest on my counsel by a name. I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, this saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I had written, I would tear the word. My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and Montague neither? First saint, if either thee dislike, how came thou hither, tell me? And wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place doth considering who thou art. If any of my kinsmen find thee here, with love's light wings do I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt? Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me. If they do see thee, they will murder thee alack. There lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity. I would not for the world they saw thee. Here I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death. Wanting of thy love, by whose direction found thou out this place? By love that first it prompted me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet worth thou. As far as that vast shore washed with the furthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word yet, if thou swears. Thou mayst prove false at lovers' perjuries. They say Jove laughs no gentle Romeo. If thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou think'st I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse, and say thee, nay, so thou wilt woe, but else not for the world in truth. Fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my caver light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more to cunning. Be strange, I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overhears. There I was where my true love passion, therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered. Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops. Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear? I do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee if my heart's dear love. Well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night, this bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart, as that within my breast, oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy love's faithful vow. For mine I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again. Wouldst thou withdraw it, what purpose? Love but to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love as deep the more I give to thee. The more I have for both are infinite. I hear some noise within dear love. A due nurse calls within anon good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true, stay but a little. I will come again, exit. Oh, blessed night, I am a feared being. In night all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial. Enter Juliet above 3 words. Dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage send me word tomorrow by 1, that I'll procure to come to thee. And what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Within, madam, I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee within, madam. By and by I come, to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send, so thrive my soul 1,000 times. Good night. Exit 1,000 times the worst to want I light. Love goes toward love for schoolboys from their books, but love from love toward school. With heavy looks retiring slowly, re-enter Juliet above hissed. Romeo hissed, oh, for a falconer's voice, to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak else aloud. Would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of my Romeo's name. It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears. Romeo, my dear, at what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee? At the hour of 9 I will not fail this. 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back. Let me stand here till thou remember it. I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company, and I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this. It is almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, as all loving jealous of his liberty. Why would I were thy bird sweet? So would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be tomorrow. Exit sleep. Dwell upon mine eyes, peace in thy breast would I. Were sleep and peace so sweet to rest, hence will I to my ghostly father sell, his help to crave and my dear hop to tell. Exit scene 3, Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence with a basket. The green-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light, and flecked darkness like the drunkard reels from forth day's path, and tightens fiery wheels. None ere the sun advances burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry. I must outfill this azure cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. The earth that's nature's mother is her tomb. What is her burial grave that is her womb? And from her womb children of divers kinds, we sucking on her natural bosom find many for many. Virtues excellent, none but for some, and yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vow that on the earth doth live, but to the earthsome